Frank, it's interesting. We were talking the other day, and you were telling me a little bit about when you came home and you went to, I think it was your grandmother's house, after what, 25 years?
26 years.
26 years.
Yes.
Being incarcerated. Just tell me a little bit about the impact that had when you saw, what it looked like before you went in, and how things changed when you got out.
Well, when I seen it, it seemed like to me somebody had took a stick of dynamite and just blew up the whole neighborhood. Yeah, I've heard about the house and how bad it looked, but what I didn't know was that it happened to the whole neighborhood. So the whole neighborhood was like in total destruction. It looked like it had been destroyed.
And how did you? I can't imagine. When you told me that, like, I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking, I cannot imagine just how I would process through that. How are you? I'm sure it's not easy. Like, how do you process through that, and all the changes?
Right. I just take it as if everything's a learning experience. So I'm learning minute by minute from everyone, not just, I'm trying not to shut any doors for me learning. I have a story, can I tell it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to, I think it was a Burger King. It had a drink machine. So I bought a cup, they handed me a cup, I went over to the machine, and I didn't know how to use it. So the humbling thing about that was I had to turn around and ask the guy, the stranger behind me, for help. And so, and he helped me, and then, but it's a process, and you gotta rely on other people more so than before, because you missed a lot of life. Yeah. So it's humbling, but it's bearable.
How would you coach or encourage other individuals who are dealing with the same situation where they're locked up for a lengthy period of time, or maybe they're still currently locked up and they still got a lot, 5 or 8 more years to go? What can you say? Like, how would you encourage them?
Well, I would say that first of all, you just got to be humble, and you got to accept things from people, and you got to listen. And it's easy to be overwhelmed when things are being explained. So I've always thought I caught on quick, but in this experience of getting out after 26 years, I see that sometimes things are thrown at me and I feel like I'm overwhelmed. Well, in that state, it's just best to say, hey, could you slow down, and break that down for me, because I'm not processing it as fast as you give me.
What could the Department of Corrections do, in your opinion, better? Because obviously 26 years of your life, right? Mm-hmm. You're with the Department of Corrections. Mm-hmm. What could they do better for individuals like you and others who have such long sentences to make that a more productive time, and doesn't need to be that long of a time all the time? Mm-hmm. Maybe comment on that a little bit.
Well, let me see. They could more so industrialize it and have different branches where they would teach guys different things to help them when they got out. Teach them jobs, teach them how to use machinery and how to drive. Most of all, they should get their license before they leave. Some kind of way that they should plan to educate them, give them their license. All the things that I needed a Social Security card, a birth certificate, driver's license.
So you had none of that when you got out?
I have none of that. So just the process of getting that stuff before you leave would be great. I mean, I had a state ID, but it wasn't a driver's license. So that when you come out, you can drive, because that's the main thing.
What about the length of time? Do you feel like that? I'm sure maybe there's situations where a longer amount of time is justifiable, and then there's other times where it's like, wow, why 10 years? Why 30 years?
Right.
I mean, is there some need to kind of adjust how we decide from a sentencing standpoint how long a person is in prison?
Right. It should. I want to say it should be on an individual basis. Not saying that you have a guy that's doing everything he's supposed to do, he should be not rewarded, but given a little more, so that he can prove himself. I don't know how you would go about doing that, but things need to be given to certain people. Education, they took education out. When I was there, I was able to obtain my associate's degree in business. And if you don't go correspondence courses, there's nothing else in there as far as education. And that was back in 2000. Now there's no education as far as, college and learning and stuff like that. So to put education back in there, or at least for people that earn a chance to go that route, right?
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you how encouraging it's been to have you on the team. I know that the type of work we do is not easy work. It's physically demanding, it's challenging, but your attitude, I mean, you're like a family member, you're like a brother that I haven't seen in a long time.
Thank you.
It's been cool. When I come here, and I've seen you out here with Marcus, making the front of our shop look amazingly beautiful, and you're out there just working away with a smile, and it's extremely encouraging and motivating. And maybe at some point we'll be able to go and visit the prisons together and encourage the folks that are there. So I'm proud of you. Glad to call you a friend, and glad that you're here on the team.
Thank you. Thank you.